a flight. Yes. You're about to take a flight to your next level. This is really what you're looking forward to. And maybe that silver lining that you've always wanted to where you are right now and where you should be. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are here, and you just say something in the chat box so that we're sure that you can hear me, you're poised up and ready for tonight's session. So type I am ready, I am poised up, or anything of that sort in the chat box. Let's know that we are all on the same flight together. All right, beautiful. I can see you, Jackie. I can see you, Tulio. I can see you, Gladwell. I can see you, Titilayo. I can see you, Claire. I can see you, Evans. I can see you, Lainka Sunday. I can even see a goal. Somebody's name is Goal. Yeah, that speaks to how much they are ready for tonight's goal scoring session. Awesome, awesome, beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. All right. So you want to do me one more favor, and that is to actually tell us where you are tuning in from. What part of the world are you joining this webinar from? Is it Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, Nigeria, Kenya, United States of America? Okay. Israel says Zambia. We have Claire from Kenya. We have wow, we have oh, this is going too fast. We have let me go up there and see. I need to so yeah, Iwutiko or Iwitiko. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly, but forgive me if I murdered your name. From Malawi, Daniel from Lagos, Nigeria, Hannah, which one is Kagos? You mean Lagos? All right, Victoria from Lagos, Amina from Lagos, Olubenga from Lagos, Wisdom from Abuja, Titilayo from Lagos, NDY. How is that pronounced? Is it ND now? From Uyo Kunle from Ibadan, God's Time from River State, Abraham from Zambia. Yeah, awesome. Okay, we have somebody here from Botswana. Wow, that's beautiful. From Botswana, we have Olawale from Ogun State. Yeah, Sana from Tunisia. Yeah, the user, please, if you don't mind, could you change your name to how you would like to be addressed? And that goes for everyone, really. Change your name to how you want to be addressed tonight. So user from Liberia. We have someone from Malawi again. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. Is it Tomu? Yeah, from Malawi. We have Alma G from Ethiopia. We have Techno from Osun State. Yeah, beautiful. Gladwell, yeah, from Malawi. Blessing from you. Awesome. It's really good to have everyone here, and I'm so excited that a lot of us have found this useful, and we are all connected to tonight's webinar. Yeah, Aurel Law from Benin City. It's good to see you, and it's good to have you here. Yes. So tell me, I want you to tell me one more thing in the chat, and that is, what are your expectations from tonight's session? I want to read a few expectations from tonight's session in the chat box. So tell us, what are you expecting? What are you looking forward to from tonight's session? So can we read some comments in the chat box? Let's hear from you as to what you're looking forward to tonight, what your expectations are from tonight's session. Okay, who's going to go first? Yeah, Aminat says, I want to understand how goal structuring and strategy works. Ahmed says to learn, to grow, to inspire. Aurel Love says to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Beautiful. Jeremiah says, oh, Jeremiah is from Sierra Leone. Beautiful. That is really awesome. Kule says setting goals made easier. All right. Yeah, of course it does. Latifa says clarity, clarity. Yeah, that's beautiful. Abimbola says strategies for goal setting. Yeah, I'm somebody who I can't read their name says how to set achievable goals, and they says how to move from 60 to 100 in goal scoring. Victoria says to learn how to set goals and follow through. Olawale says clarity on goals, how to identify them and getting them achieved. And he says, I've heard a lot about goal setting, but it doesn't just make sense. So I want to get clarity on it. I'm sure, Annie, your mind will be changed with what we are doing here today. Mind you, this is not goal setting, this is goal scoring. Yeah, because we want to move beyond just setting goals to scoring your goals. And there's a thin line, and you will see that in today's webinar. Abraham says, please, can you tell me about this meeting? It's a goal scoring meeting. I want to help you to score, not just to set goals, but to score those goals. Yeah, to achieve those goals that you have ahead of next year. And what a better time to start setting your goals and to start even scoring your goals than right now. Yeah, so Ruth says to learn how to be consistent on my route to achieving my goals. Jeremiah says to learn the unknown. Kalinda Isaac says on financial literacy, financial discipline, on leadership, effective leadership on objectives, alignment of self-discipline. Gitson says setting goals and achieving them timeously. All right, beautiful, awesome. Okay, and we could go on and on and on because there are a lot of comments in the chat box, and really, I'm excited about expectations. And I want to tell you that beyond the expectations being met, they would most likely be exceeded. So, if you know anyone who's supposed to be here right now, please do us a favor. Credible people, serious people, not just anyone. Credible and serious people. Send this link to them right now because it's about to go down. Yes, it's about to go down. So send this link to them. Let them join and be part of this webinar because this is going to be the game changer for them as we begin to wind down in 2025 and approach 2026. So very importantly, let's get everyone to join the webinar. So send the link, share the link, let everyone be a part of what is going on. Yes. And just before we move on to the next thing on the agenda, I want to ask one more question. And that is, if you are going to achieve just one thing, not two things, not three things. There's one thing you are going to achieve next year. You want to achieve so badly. If there's one goal you want to score so badly, what would that be? Let's read some comments in the chat box. If there's one goal that you want to score so badly, you want to achieve so badly for next year, what would that one goal be? Let's read some comments in the chat box. Some blessings multiplying my income. Aminat says build my social enterprise. Bibola says financial stability. Christian says financial stability. Elijah says setting up a business. Olanka says sell as a pro in real estate. Malalo says my business. What does that mean? Goals have to be specific. Prince says I want to be a web developer and a YouTuber. Gail says enterprise politics. Annie says financial stability, all-round stability. Oh, I love how specific this is. This is maybe the most specific I've seen. Kosi says monthly income of 7 million. Yes, that is very specific. If it's not specific, it is most likely not achievable. So thank you very much for sharing that, Kosi, and every other person who is typing in the chat box. Yes. All right. I want to quickly move on to the next thing on the agenda, and that's to hear from people who have been who have attended this webinar before, and also the training that we're going to be introducing to you tonight on goal scoring. And let's hear from them, about their journey, how this has helped them in really achieving their goals, in really scoring their goals. Yeah. And we'll be hearing from two persons. And the first person we're going to be hearing from tonight is no other than Pastor Dire. I don't know if Pastor Dire is here. If you're here, please, admin, get him alighted and let him share with us on how this has been a blessing to him. All right, Isaac says, growing my business from 3,000 to, yeah, beautiful, awesome. All right, Pastor Dire, if you're here, over to you.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. All right, sir. Please, admin, light him so everyone can see him.
Good evening, sir. Just because I'm on transit, my camera may not be on, but I believe you can hear me. Please pardon me, sir. Hello?
Hello? We can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, PF and everybody. I want to say I'm very elated to be, sharing my testimony of what Goal Scoring last year did to me or did for me. I have always heard about goal setting, and I've always been fascinated about it, but goal scoring was something totally different. First of all, I have always been a fan of you wake up every year, you set a goal in another direction. And then at the beginning of another year, you set another goal going to another direction. And there's no simulation between your last goal and your current goal. So every end of year like this, I begin to actually know this religious thing. I am praying for direction. I am praying for fresh direction. It's not that I don't pray again, but goal scoring helped me to understand that goals are supposed to, be progressive. 1 year to lead to the next year, should lead to the next year. So last year, I was able to create my 10-year goal. All right. So I'm no more, wondering, oh, what would the year look like? What are we going to do this year and all that? That's the first thing. It gave me clarity. It was so powerful that that's priceless for me. Number two is that Pierre said that this decade is a decade of tribes. That was it for me. Because I had always thought that to achieve your goal, you just need to labor on you and all that. But I learned the power of synergy, and I can boldly tell you that all the goals I set, beginning from last year, this year, yes, and moving forward, is achieved at least 70%. The other 30% is because some of the projects are progressive. Like you're doing a course, you have to finish the course. You understand it. So it's not. You can actually say more than 70%. So I have clarity. I understand synergy, and the last one for me was the financial forecast, showing how what the year is going to be. And it's so surprising to me that everything that was forecasted on that financial, part of that goal setting is exactly what's going on now. Even this tax, whatever that's coming and all that, is so surprising to me and all that. So I'm encouraging everyone on the call tonight. Listen, this is not one of those things you are considering to register. Okay, well, am I going to do it? No. I'm telling you, if it's for value, you're going to have 100% value for your resources. I can bet on that. It's so serious. Like, I got more value than what I paid. And I want to encourage everyone, just get in. And I believe that even this year, there's going to be more focus and then what you're going to do and all that. So I would simply say, as I round up, that goal scoring shifted me from a goal setter to a goal scorer. It is a big deal. The gap is much. Many of us are goal setters, but many of us are not goal scorers. It shifted me. And I have direction, I have clarity. So I want to say, everyone jump in. This is essential. This is an investment into your life, into your future. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, PF. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful testimonial. That was really, really beautiful. He said the goal scoring classes shifted him from being a goal setter to being a goal scorer. Yeah, and that's really all the difference at the end of the day. Yeah, and I'm so excited to have heard that. Yeah, he moved from just setting goals to actually scoring those goals. That sounds so beautiful, and that's really what we want to do here today. So thank you very much, Pastor T-Ray, for sharing that. Okay, before we bring PF up, I just want to read a few more comments from the chat box on our expectations for tonight's session, or that one goal rather that we'd like to achieve for next year. Doc says okay, I want to open an online clinic. All right, that's beautiful. Rita says discovering my product. Okay. Titlayo says financial freedom. All of you who keep saying financial freedom, financial stability, what does that mean for you? Because, example, earning $100 monthly can be financial freedom for one, why it is not financial freedom for another. So what exactly is financial freedom for you? How much do you want to earn? Latifa says financial stability and right for connection. Abraham Kalinda says financial stability and also more understanding on how to critically analyze how to generate profit in my business and how to manage the money circulation in my business. Okay. Wisdom says have a steady inflow. Iri says remain millionaire and more. Millionaire in what currency? In what currency exactly? Johnson said setting up my business. Abigail says career wise. Teacher Bookie says getting 15 new clients on my online. I love this. I love this. Getting 15 new clients on my online store brand. Anna says build my career, develop my real estate business, multiply income channels, and 7 to 8 digits. Beautiful. Okay. Isaac says grow my business to $3,000 from $1,000. Beautiful. Jeremiah says by next year I want to multiply my income from lower to higher. What does that mean? Miriam says understanding my life trajectory. Abigail says it's showing that your mic is muted. My mic is unmuted at least right now. Okay, beautiful. So this is beautiful. Abigail says ending procrastination. So I'm so excited about our expectations and about the things we're looking forward to next year. And trust me when I say this is what you've been looking for. This is going to answer a lot of questions in your heart and is going to maybe connect the dots from why you may have been setting goals before now and have never achieved them. There was something Pastor Derry says, which is something that you're going to learn a bit further tonight. And that is not just having a yearly goal, but having a 10-year plan or having a 10-year goal that you want to achieve. Yeah, because that gives you the eagle's eye, the eagle's sight, over your life and helps you to now start from year one as you build to year 10. So there's a lot we are going to learn today, and I want to believe that you're ready. You are poised up for tonight's session. Yes. The next voice you're going to be hearing is one man who has helped people over the years to score their goals, not just set goals, but help score their goals. Yes, is the premier coach of the Family Systems Engineering Certification course. He is maybe the frontliner in the family life sector in Africa and all over the world. Is someone who is regarded as an enigma, someone who is a coach, he is a mentor of mine and many other people, and has helped us to not just set our goals, but also help us to score those goals. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, you want to go ahead and type in the chat box just any form of appreciation, any form of emoji, whatever it is you want to write, just to welcome and appreciate one and only Mr. Praise Fowowe, popularly known as PF. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you PF. You're welcome, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Coach Miracle. It's an honor to be here again. It's that time of the year. I'm super excited for all of you joining from all over Africa and outside of Africa. I I wish I could hug everyone. That's what I actually feel like doing. I wish I can be in the same room as you. Good news is that we will be able to achieve that this year because goal scoring will be physical and virtual separately. So I will be in the room with some of you and then I'll be able to hug you because every African deserves that hug based on what our leaders have put us through across different countries in Africa, right? You deserve that hug. Someone said that if all you have achieved this year is that you survived the year, especially if you're a Nigerian, then you deserve an applause. So I want you to put your arms around yourself and just say to yourself, well done. Okay, put your arms around your body and just appreciate yourself and tell yourself, well done, well done, well done, well done, well done, well done. I'm putting my hands together for you. Okay, Elvis saying you're not to meet me for the first time. Whoa, where have you been? Okay, so let me welcome you to Goal Scoring Webinar. Within the next 1 hour, 15 minutes or 1.5 hours thereabout, I'm going to be sharing with you what you need to do. I will share a bit of what the template will look like within the next few years. You will know that everything we have said will happen, especially for those of you to go scoring like 5 years ago. Everything we said has happened, always happens, right? I'm excited at what some of you have achieved. I have seen the numbers for the last 2 years, 3 years. I have seen what people have done with their lives this year. I hear testimonies regularly, and it's mind blowing at what having an accurate projection and allowing your life set goals for you. I have seen what I can do. So if you're okay, someone is from Benin Republic. We are coming to you next year. I think we have we have a retreat in Casa de Papa in May next year. So I hopefully you'll be able to attend and I'll be able to see you physically. Okay, so someone is saying, are we giving a certificate of attendance after the webinar? You see, Africans, we like certificate. The certificate we need is your implementation. I need you to go implement what you're learning, right? Once you produce results, I'll give you a certificate. Okay, this is just a webinar. Okay, so I want to welcome you. Well, what you can do for yourself, I want you to take your link, share with your family and friends. If you have 2, 3, 4, 5 friends, 10 friends, share with them. This is also streaming on YouTube. If you have enemies who you don't want to disturb you in the next 1 year, share with them as well. Invite them, tell them you want to offer them something as a matter of urgency. So go ahead and do that. I want to appreciate my brothers from Ethiopia. I can see some of you. Thank you very much. Some of them always follow me wherever I go. I appreciate Malawi, Botswana, Kenya, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Rwanda. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate all of you. I celebrate you. Thank you very much. If I didn't call your country Benin Republic, thank you very much. South Africa, Swaziland, right? Those are nations I know are represented in here today. And then Lagos people, we love you. Nigeria, we love you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Okay, we're at 225. I believe we can double this. Okay, Katsina State, thank you very much for joining. I hope you are fine and you are safe. Our prayers are with you, and may God shield you from danger. Okay, so please invite your friends, get them into this room. It's about to get hot in here. Right. So today, I'm going to be taking you on a simple journey. It's a short journey, but it's a journey that will leave you thinking. It's a journey that will totally transform your life. So I want you to give me your absolute patience. Don't be in a hurry to go or to leave this room. Now, at the end of this class, you would have discovered the difference between goal scoring and goal setting, because many of you are used to goal setting, and that's why you keep setting the goals. you never achieved the goals, you were like me, I will tell you my story. Understand what is happening around the world, 7 reasons why you have never exceeded your goal, 5 sabotaging habits you need to uninstall. We'll do a simple life audit like we normally do, and then I'll share with you the goal scoring framework that will deliver exceptional results by mid-year. Money back guaranteed. If you follow everything I share in today's meeting and the other meeting before the end of the year, if you don't score your goals or you have not moved from where you are, I'm willing to refund your money to you. Okay, so I know some of you are EPL lovers. Fortunately, Arsenal is not playing today. Chelsea is not playing today. Manchester United is not playing today. Liverpool is not playing today. So if you are supporting any other team that is playing today, then something is wrong. Yeah, so there is no distraction at all for you today. So tomorrow you can be distracted. Yeah, but today there is no major team that is playing. Maybe Man City, and they are finished playing. Okay, so I want to appreciate all of you. So please take away every distraction, right? Put your name on your Zoom link. I want to know your name, right? Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story. Many years ago, I was like every other person. If you know me very well, I don't like to brandish numbers, but if I say to you that I'm one of the highest paid family life professionals, maybe in the world at the moment, that will not be an exaggeration, right? That would be a statement of fact, right? And I'm not saying just in Africa. Maybe I am one of the few who charges the most when I have to work with people. But I didn't start that way, right? My life started just like every other person. I was like every other young African who will set the goals year in, year out, who will take it to church on December 31st, who will lift it up like pastor will say lift it up, and then we'll go through the year and then nothing will happen. Then you repeat the process every year in, year out. So there was this particular year, I was attending Daystar Christian Center, Lagos, Nigeria, and then I had written my goal as usual. My pastor had said, write your goal for the next year. It was December 31st. I'd come to church and I lifted it up to heavens, to say, hey, as usual. And as I lifted it up that year, I had a voice say to me, why are you lifting this to me? It was a conversation I was having. I was alone by myself. I forgot that the church was packed. And then therein went an audit within me. The voice was asking me, did you achieve your goals that you set this year? My answer was a no. Did you achieve it the previous year? My answer was a no. Did you achieve it 3 years ago? Answer was no. Did you achieve it 4 years ago? Answer was a no. 5 years ago, answer was a no. Then it dawned on me that, like we normally say, that insanity is doing the same thing, all the time and expecting a different result. And then that voice said to me, why don't you make it your singular goal this year to find out how people score their goals? Now, that was all I had. And I just busted out crying in church. I canceled everything I'd written. And I just wrote that I will go on a journey to find out what exactly works. And that's what I did. Now, that year, I began to look for people who I knew were exceeding their goals. Whether they were Christians, they were Muslims, they were Buddhists, it did not matter to me. Anyone at all on the planet that I knew was achieving their goals, declaring good numbers, exceeding their goals, I wanted to follow them. So I was following Jack Ma. Jack Ma was like maybe top 10 richest man in the world as a then. I went around Nigeria, Lagos precisely. I knew people who were always exceeding their goals. I went to sit with them. I went to ask them questions. And my shocker was that everything they were doing was totally opposite of everything I'd been taught. Now, I know some of you have attended vision boarding. You've attended meetings, goal setting, set this goal, set that goal, right? Many of us don't know that the goal may not even be the problem. The real problem is goal scorer. So I realized that these men, there was a conditioning they subjected themselves to. There was who they had become, and there was what they were attracting. Now, I saw the difference between goal scoring and goal setting. So I was taking a lot of notes, and then I came back. It took me about maybe 3 months or 3 to 6 months thereabout at the beginning of the year. That was all I focused on, learning from them. Now, within the next 6 months, I decided to apply what I'd learned, and for the first time in my life, I exceeded my goal. In fact, I had to pull away from where I used to work, and I had to go set up my own private practice, and I changed everything about my life that year. And so I said to myself, I will start teaching people what I had learned that really, really worked. It's a 9-step process, a 9-step framework, and I started teaching people. Now, from the moment I started teaching people, I realized that a lot of people have been able to change their lives, okay? And so you also have all it takes to change your life. Within that period, I had been offered special talent visa by the US to come to America, to come and replicate my result in America, in Nigeria, in America. And at that, I was able to replicate my result consulting for 130 faith-based organization, within a space of 1.5 years. And within a space of that 1.5 years, I've been issued a green card, right? So I'm a permanent resident of the US right now. And I have seen a whole lot. I'm doing a whole lot out here. I have been a recipient of the presidential award by Joe Biden, which was one of the last awards he gave before he left power. I've never even met him before, right? That award is another miracle entirely, right? And I have spoken at the highest level, major keynote speaker in my sector, major innovator, redesign all kinds of things. So I know that your life is important, and I know that these things work. So I go around the world right now facilitating sessions, consulting, and helping people make their lives work. And so a lot of innovations that I've created over the years, but all these things started from that moment. Now I mentor loads of people. The most complete, comprehensive certification program in the family life space was the one I created. And now we're working on an app that will reduce diagnostics of family life cases to 1 minute within the next 1 year. So this time next year, when we're having this goal scoring session, I'll tell you that we've done that as well, right? And so I want to welcome you to this session. Now, one of my sisters is on the call, Yinka Adewumi. She's a lecturer at the university. She's one of the people one of the best testimonies of this goal scoring. I'm sure you heard her testimonies, and she scored all kinds of goals, achieved so much simply by changing, what she used to do into the new model that we created. And so she's done a whole lot of results. If I ask her to grab the mic right now and talk about what had happened to her in the next 1 year, you guys will be blown away. And she was saying to me earlier this month that, Praise, I want to come back to class again. And I said, okay, don't worry. We will be glad to welcome you back to class. In fact, the interesting thing is that my people usually love to come back to class, right? Because they know that something new would have been added. And that's true. That's the truth. Because this year's goal scoring is going to be totally different from what we have done, right? It's really designing the life of your future. And that's what we're doing this year. So Henry David Thoreau says that if you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That's where they should be. Now you have to put the foundation under them. And so I will start by saying to you that the distance between goal setting and goal scoring is not the devil, it's not God. The distance between the goal scoring and the goal setter is actually the goal scorer, because that is the most critical factor that determines the outcome of any match, depending on how badly you want it. What I've realized with my life and with other people's life, in fact, in all our classes, the number one factor that is responsible for people not scoring their goal is that guy called distraction. Distraction. You can write it down in your note, distraction. My mentor defined distraction for me in a way I will never forget. He said to me, Praise, a distraction is an attraction that eventually sidetracks you. A distraction is an attraction that sidetracks. What it means is that for it to distract you, it must have attracted you. So if you look at the things you spend most of your time with this year, they look good. They were not bad things. The only problem was that those things were not meant for you. So the year I was doing my audit before my life changed, I realized that I spent most of my time in church. Nothing wrong with it. In fact, it's a good thing. The only problem was that my life's goal was not to be a pastor. So I realized that I wanted financial improvement, but I was spending more time with pastors in churches, right? And so I was doing good things, which were not right. It felt good. It made me feel good. Oh, I'm serving God. The only problem is that I have not designed my life in a way that it showed what I really wanted. And some of you would see it by the simple audits we're going to do in this class. And by reducing my time to 20% and then giving the rest to what I really wanted every day of my life, it changed my life. Now, everybody who has been my mentee knows that the first thing I do is that I place them on a book, 2 books they must finish every day. Because until we kill the demons that has stopped you last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, those demons are habits, those demons are distraction. Until we totally move you away from them, you will keep getting the same result. Too many people are interested in their goals without a clear commitment to the strategy and conditioning that can deliver the goals. So their goals may end up as a wish. So the first question this evening is that, are you interested in your goal or are you committed? Right? It's a question, because if you look at your life, you would see that the way you've been living, you are just interested. You've never been committed. So if you are committed, I want to go to the chat box and type committed. Are you committed or you are interested? If you are just interested, just type interested. Okay, let me see on the chat box. Are you committed tonight or you are just interested? Okay, people are committed. People are committed. People are committed. Fantastic. Okay. So, having seen that, I will start by looking at what is going around the world and tell you what exactly is happening. Because some of you did not achieve your goals this year because of the optics around the world. There's so much fear, in Nigeria especially. So if your business was supposed to make millions of dollars from Maiduguri, right, and you live in Lagos, you are not likely going to want to go, because of the spate of kidnapping that we hear all the time. In fact, the way the news spreads in America, you would almost think that once you land in any airport in Nigeria, you are going to get kidnapped. And it's the same insecurity everywhere. So you can see killings around the world, you can see war, you can see banditry, you can see terrorism. It's almost like there's a death of humanity, that our humanity is dead and we can't even think beyond our common sense anymore. Sustained extremism, there is hunger, there are new immigration laws, there's the rise of AI, artificial intelligence, there's a workforce reinvention, there's social media economics, which means new power blocks are rising. Younger people are rising. They are going on TikTok. You may not like the content they are pushing out there. They are streaming on Twitch, and these guys are making a kill. They're making millions of dollars, regularly. And so a 17, 18-year-old boy, it's already a billionaire in Nigerian currency, right? And there is a new world versus the old world. There is fear-mongering, and that fear-mongering has become a business. Some people have built a business around it, and the business is to deal with your fear, to help you have hope. And that is a mega business across the world right now. But what exactly is going on? I am going to be telling you that the battles around the world, it's a battle of broken walls and burnt gate. Now, I will not go too deep into it. When we get into the main class, I'm going to break this down and I'm going to tell you how this is going to continue within the next 10 years and what you need to do to ensure that you fortify your family and build your own walls and build your own gate and be part of a network. Because even though the last 6 years has been a season of tribe and teams, we are moving into a new season of networks, right? Of values. And I'll talk briefly about that before I end the session. So it's a battle of broken walls and burnt gate, that nations are taking over nations. Cultures are taking over cultures, some of them forcefully, some of them subtly, but there is a contention for real estate. There's a contention for land. It might disguise as religious warfare, it might disguise as political warfare, but the real warfare is the real estate warfare. It's the quest to take over territories. And you need to understand that within this template, there is an ancient template you need to be aware of. Because every nation, every family has got about 10 or 9 gates and then has got a tower that they all need to install. Once any of these things are broken or once any of these things are burnt, then your family, your nation becomes susceptible to all kind of madness. And so the people becomes fearful. I want you to picture, for example, imagine that your country has a wall and has a gate, the most fortified wall, fortified gate in history, such that there is nobody that can, the only access to your nation is through the gate. Now, you will know that it's almost impossible for for killers to come into your nation if the only access is through the gate. But what happens when that gate is burnt? What happens when the walls are broken down? It means your nation, your family becomes vulnerable. It means that foreign ideologies, new way of thinking can come into your circle and then your citizens can be wiped off. And so within Africa and the rest of the world, when you hear President Donald Trump talk about we're going to build a wall, you're going to build a wall, some of you just look at it literally, but there is a depth in what he's saying that many of us don't understand, right? Because if you go into history, every ancient civilization has got a wall. They've got a gate. In fact, if you are a student of history, you will know about the Babylonian civilization and how the Babylonians have a wall that shielded them from invaders. And it was impossible for anybody to break through Babylon. But the day Babylon fell, what happened? The people that invaded Babylon, they came in through the gate. What happened at the gate? Babylon has a particular way of life. They made sure that the best trained people are the people at the gate. The people who absolutely believe in Babylon, who will never compromise, they were the ones who they put at the gate. But as generations came and generations went, Babylon began to, mess up within their system. And so people began to give bribe. And so what happened? They began to nominate people to the gate who did not espouse the values and the ethos of Babylon. And so what happened? The day they were going to invade them, they bribed them and the invaders came in and they destroyed Babylon. And so that is exactly what is happening. And that's why immigration is going to become stricter. As at yesterday, you can see that America is coming up with new laws. They have already blacklisted some countries that they say nobody must give them visa. They are going to reverse their permanent residency. It's a fight of broken walls and broken gates. Now, if you want to understand the level of gates that exist, now there are about 10 gates, there are about 9 and 1 tower that every nation must be aware of. Number 1 is the sheep gate. The sheep gate in your family and in your nation is the gate of spirituality and negotiation. We say that the love language of the spirit is sacrifice, right? Everybody sacrifices something, whether you want to look at it literally or you want to look at it spiritually. So when that gate is broken, it means the moral compass of a nation is broken. Once the moral compass of a nation is broken, money becomes the Lord that everybody worships. Mammon becomes the reason for everything. And once mammon and not spirituality is the reason for gathering together, people will cut off people's head. People will kidnap people. People will snitch on their brothers. So if you see what is going on across Nigeria, it's a function of the sheep gate is burned, right? And so once that gate is burned, nobody will defer to any god. They would be religious, but they will not be godly. Number 2 gate is the fish gate, which is the gate of economy. Once that gate is burned, right, your economy, you will see that the economics of the nation will go down, inflation rate will go up, then poverty rate will go high. And what happens is that to feed, people will resort to everything. including girls become prostitutes, boys becoming fraudulent people. That's what happens when the fish gate is born. Nobody believes in dignity of labor anymore, right? You can see that happening in some nations already. The next one is the valley gate. Once your valley gate is broken, you will have lack of humility. Nobody will listen to everybody. Supremacy, everybody wants to be supreme, and nobody wants to defer to anybody. So the gate of resilience would be absent in the nation. And once resilience is absent, what will happen is that mental health problem will go up, especially depression. The next gate that is born is the cleansing and renewal gate. It's called the dawn gate. The dawn gate, once it's broken and born, what happens is that people will not have a way to peaceably resolve issues. They will go on social media and fight themselves dirty. So instead of coming together and say, "You hurt me, let us settle it amidst ourselves," they will go and be trending themselves. They'll be showing their private part on social media, right? When you see those things, it's a function of a gate that is born. Then you have the fountain gate, which is the gate of vision and refreshing. Ask any African nation, any African leader, what is the vision of this nation? You will realize that they don't have. UAE never had a vision. The Al Maktoum came up with a vision, and you can see what has happened to UAE. It's now the tourist hub of the world. Israel was scattered. David Ben-Gurion stood up and then crafted a vision for Israel. You can see what Israel has become. Japan was burned down. Nagasaki, Hiroshima, right? They came together, created a 300-year vision. You can see what Japan has become. You can see what China has become. But you can see what African nations without vision has become. The next gate is the water gate. Once a nation's water gate is down, there will be no revelation. Once there's no revelation, people lose touch with their identity. And once identity is compromised, you will see kings who will walk barefooted. You will see masters who will rape girls they are supposed to take custody of, right? You will see all kinds of things begin to happen. The horse gate is the next one, which is readiness and warfare. Once this gate is burnt, terrorists will take over an entire nation. Terrorists will come for meetings. They will go out. Terrorists will have meetings. Terrorists will negotiate with government. They will sit and government will be powerless. That's what happens when the horse gate is broken. The next gate is the east gate, which is the gate of glory. Now, the moment the glory is gone, it's called Ichabod. Now, when a family or a nation have lost their glory, their history will be redefined. I'll give you an example. In the ancient civilization, Benin Kingdom is known for sophistication and innovation. But when that glory left and their walls was destroyed by the British, years later, Benin became known for the hub of prostitution, where they sent girls to Italy, right? That's what happens when the East Gate is born. The next gate is the inspection gate, which is the gate of accountability and orderliness. Now, it's been said that an unexamined life is not worth living. When this gate is broken, you will cruise through life. You will not pause to examine yourself. Am I growing? Am I developing? You'll be attending meetings year in, year out. They will give you meetings. They will say, this crusade, you will run there. That crusade, you run there. That powerful man, you run there. That powerful herbalist, you run there. You are just running aimlessly. You are not growing up. You are growing sideways. That is what happens when the inspection gate is broken. Next is the Tower of Oven. Tower of Oven is refinement and transformation center. That is the gate of education. Now, once this gate is broken, when people want to fast, they will shut down schools. When that gate is burnt, when there is any threat, instead of protecting the student, they will shut down the school. So the level of illiteracy will skyrocket in the nation because that gate is burnt. You know the interesting thing? The two religions of the world came out of Israel and came out of Saudi Arabia. The literacy rate in Saudi Arabia is about 99%. The literacy rate in Israel is about 98.9%, right? But then the custodians of the religion, the receivers of the religion in Africa, literacy rate is totally down. That's what happens when the Tower of Oven is born. Now, the last gate is the old gate, which is the gate of history, the gate of wisdom and foundation. When a people have lost their history, those are people who have been captured. One of the ways you know you've been captured is when you can't remember your history and when you can't remember your language anymore. You have been captured. And so many of us on this call, Some of you, you are from an ancestry of greatness. Your great-great-great-grandfather were merchants. They dealt with, you can say they dealt with slave trade, but then slave trade was international businessmen. So you have a superpower within you that you have lost simply because you have embraced what is not yours, and then you've lost touch with your history. So when all these gates are burnt, there is no way you can be balanced. You will go for deliverance meeting, you will go for prophecy, you will do this, you will do that. You realize that there is an imbalance within you. Now, the question today is, do you think any of these gates has actually been burnt in your family or in your life? You might want to note that down in your note. Now, in this meeting, I can't take you through how to rebuild. That will be the second meeting we're going to do, right? But this is the deepest analysis of what is happening. So people are fighting symptoms. Don't fight symptoms. The real issue is a battle of wall and a battle of gates. And so if you don't understand what I have just said, then it's very, very difficult for you to even break through within the next 5 years. And so we're going to do a simple audit, very simple audit. And I want you to just follow that audit. Then I'll tell you why you have not achieved your goals, what you need to uninstall. Then I'll tell you what you need to do, and then we'll top this up. I want you to draw this on your sheet of paper. And I'll tell you how to use it. Okay, so people are seeing the gates that have been burned. So you see, so our work is not, see, we don't do microwave. I wish I can tell you miraculously, God will do it. No. You will come back here next year, you will run around. We need to do a deep work. So you need to be patient and not be in a hurry, right? We will do a deep work and we will rebuild your gates, and you will see how your life will totally be transformed within the next 1 year. Now, I want you to start with the potential. I want you to describe the greatest version of you. If all your life's plan, purpose, your life's goal comes to a reality, what will it look like? Can you write it down? The greatest version of you. Maybe the greatest version of you is the president of your country. Maybe the greatest version of you is number one in your sector, earning like $1 million per month. What's the greatest version of you? Can you write it down in your note? Write it down in your note. The greatest version of yourself. Now, when you have written the greatest version of you, I want you to go to your result. What does your life look like at the moment? Can you write down your current reality? Maybe the greatest version of you is a you that is earning $10 million a month. But your current version is that you are dealing with struggling to even make $100 every month. Can you write your current result in your notes? Don't put it in the chat box, put it in your notes. I'll tell you what to put on the chat box. So your greatest version, if I have a magic wand now to make all your dreams come to pass, what would it look like? That's your potential. What is your life looking like right now? Okay, now let's assume your potential, the ultimate you, is 100%. That's the ultimate you, the real you. The ultimate you is 100%. What percentage will you give to your current result? What percentage, what scale do you think are you operating on at the moment? So if your ultimate is 100%, what is your current reality? What will you give to yourself? Is it 10%, 5%, minus 10%? Or maybe 20% or 40%? What capacity are you operating at the moment? I want you to put your answer on the chat box. Okay, Helvi says 5%. I love your honesty, right? I love your honesty. 7%, 10. Hey, 3%, 25%, 10%, 5%, 10, 2, 23%, minus 10%, 20, 5, 3, 0.0021. Okay. 10%, 1% on the minus. Thank you. You guys are the most honest people I have run this session for. And I want to say thank you very much. Now, have you asked yourself, why are you operating, if your potential is 100%, why are you operating at 1%, 2%, despite the fact that you pray, you fast, whether you're a Muslim or you're Christian, you've gone for Hajj, you've gone to church, you've done everything, why are you operating this low? Now, I'll show you what's going on. The way this is designed is such that your life is supposed to start from your potential. To say, this is my potential, and based on my potential, these are the beliefs that my potential require I embrace. Right? And then once you are clear about the demand of the beliefs that your potential require, you will now create your action steps. Your action steps are what we call your routines and ritual. Right? And so this is what you are doing at the moment. Your current result is a function of your beliefs and your action. So your action plus your beliefs and your attitude is what is producing your present result, which you don't like. The way your life is supposed to be designed is such that your potential is supposed to dictate your beliefs. Your belief is supposed to dictate your action, and your action will produce a new result. Now, this sounds very simplistic, but that's the change you need to make. Now, as simple as that is, many of us can make that change. So, let me take you through another exercise, which is the action exercise. I want you to look at your life this year. Look at your life this year. And I want you to write on your sheet of paper, on your note, 7 things you do every day. Every day, from the time you wake up to the time you sleep. What are the 7 things you do every day? Can you write them down on your note? 7 things you do on a daily basis. Write them down on your note. You will see where the problem is now. Seven things you do every day. Write it down on your note. If you have written it down, I want you to look at those 7 things and turn them to a prayer point. Let's assume those 7 things you do are your daily prayers to God. If God says amen to the 7 things you do daily, what would your life look like? What does it look like you are preparing yourself for based on the 7 things you do daily? I want your answers on the chat box. So if you have looked at the 7 things, don't be emotional about it. Does it look like you are preparing for greatness? Or you are preparing for a normal life? Or you are preparing for mediocrity? Or you are heading nowhere? Or you are not planning to achieve anything? Or you are just coasting through life? What does it look like you are planning for based on the 7 things you do daily? Aha! Aha! I'm loving this. Aha. What does it look like you are preparing for? Preparing for nothing. Okay, I'm loving this. He said, I'm just saying this. Okay, Josephine said, no, tie. Heading nowhere, disaster, failure. Okay, I'm loving your honesty. You guys are very honest. Failure in normal life. You are preparing for chaos. No plan. Good. Good. You guys are getting it. Coasting through life, nothing. Mediocrity. Okay? Aha. Coasting through life, nothing. I'm loving your honesty, guys. You spend most of your days on distraction. I love it. Praying, read, looking through, discover new ways to get access. Unbelievable. That is the truth. Nobody has taught you this before. Because you are just doing things, you think you are doing good things, but you are Johnson. You're not going nowhere because your actions are more powerful prayers than your words. Right? So many of you, you pray, you join morning prayer, you join evening prayer, but you have not sat down to say, Josephine, where are you going? Are you, because the people who have the right routine daily, they are in China, they are ruling the world. They are not doing many of the things you're doing. Right? But many of us have not been taught right. Because your actions are prayers. I have always taught people that prayer is the alignment of your words, thought, and action. And the most powerful in that equation is your action. Once your action contradicts what you are saying, you are deceiving yourself. Right? So I'm loving the fact that many of you is looking like you are daydreaming. Right? And there is no way, there is no deliverance that can get you what you want if you don't change your routine. So you can already see from this equation that there's a problem, big problem, big problem. And I wish there's an easier way I can get it done for you. Right. And so now that you have seen what your result look like, I don't even want to go to your beliefs because that will show you something, but I will share a bit of that later. There are 7 common mistakes I have come to identify in people who never meet their annual goals. Number 1 is lack of self-audit and awareness, which is what you have just done. Many of you have been writing goals year in, year out, but you have never audited your life brutally. So what I've done today is to brutally audit your life, and you can see your result is not looking good. So many people never self-audit, and they are not even aware that they are distracted. If someone had told you before now, before this meeting, that you are living a distracted life, you would have argued with them, fought with them, but your results don't lie. So the first problem is lack of self-audit. Many people don't even know where they are headed. Number 2 is inner conflict and lack of congruence. Let me explain this a little bit. There is a concept we call lifestyle. You have heard the word lifestyle before. Lifestyle is a combination of life and style. And what it simply means is that before you design a style, you must first answer the question, what is my life? Once your life is clear to you, you will no longer have time. You will judge everywhere you go by where you are headed. The people you relate with, you will rate them by where you are headed. The meetings, you will rate them by... There are alumni I have removed myself from because they are not going where I'm going. You see, life is not about associating and wasting your life. No. Your inner conflict. What is my life? Once your life is clear, you can now design your style. The problem with many of us on this call is that you have designed a style. You even say, this is my style. The question is, can this style deliver your life? That's why scripture says, narrow is the way that leads to life. It didn't say heaven. Narrow is the way that leads to life. It says very few find it. But broad is the way that leads to destruction. Many people walk therein. So you first ask yourself, what is my life? What is the narrow path that will take me to this life? Then you go ahead and find it. And once you find it, you throw everything away and go and continue to live that style. Number 3 is model paralysis. Combining different models in trial and error format without clear consequences for not scoring the goals. So let me ask you a simple question, very funny question. Let's assume that the consequence for not scoring your goal in 2025 is that 10,000 people who are closest to you will be killed by December 31st. What would you do differently? You will suddenly realize that because there's a consequence, the way you will market, the way you will go out, the way you will beg, the way you will show up every day will totally change. Many of us, the reason we are not achieving our goal is that there is no consequence, and then you are confused by so many models. This come for vision board meeting. Oh, come for this prayer meeting. Come for this fasting. Already 2026, many of you are preparing for all kinds of meetings. In those meetings, there are going to be like 20 speakers. Those 20 speakers are going to say 20 different things. None of them is going to agree with themselves. And so you are confused and constipated. And you are not even aware that you are constipated. At the end of the meeting, you are worse than the you that went for the meeting. Because you don't even know what you are looking for. You are attending because everyone is attending. So model paralysis, different models. This person say, oh, jump up. That person say, sit down. That person say, So at the end of the day, you're confused. Right? And so without a clear consequence for not scoring your goals, what will happen is that you will not score anything. And number 4, reason is hype-induced learned helplessness, which is repeating the same thing that has never delivered the result, yet unable to question the model or change. Let me tell you what I did, and this is what I do right now. If I follow you as my mentor or as my leader, and you tell me, do it this way, it's going to work this way, and I follow you for 5 years, and it did not happen the way you have said it, I'll stop following you. You cannot be loyal to other people at the expense of your destiny. Many of you have been following the same model in the last 10 years that has not delivered your result, but it's as if it's almost as if you have been tied to those models. So this year you're already preparing again. You are so much in love with those people above yourself. So you consistently choose them as against what you truly want. As a human being, one hallmark of a human being is your ability to self-introspect and challenge whatever is not working. The moment a human being cannot challenge what is working, that human being is no longer a human being, it's a human doing or a human thing. So you want to check yourself. Can I question what has not worked? They've told you do this one, 100 days, 200 days. You've done everything. Your life is worse. You've earned the right to say, no way, I'm going to look for something else. Right? You need to be able to experiment and find out maybe my pathway is not this way. That's why when I deal with my clients, I don't generalize them. I want to do an audit, then I want to create a bespoke plan for them. And that takes me to number 5. Wrong choice of teams. Weak networks. Right? Wrong choice of teams. Many of you, the people you have surrounded yourself with and recruited into your life are not going to take you anywhere. Right? You have surrounded yourself with people that you love, but they don't have the capacity to help you achieve your goals. Friends you've known from school, friends in your church, in your mosque, people that live on your street, right? And so the problem is that if you have a need of 100 million today, you don't have any network. All the people that surround you, if they take them, shake them, jump them up, put them down, they can't even bring out maybe 5 million. And so what is happening is that your network is very poor. So it's like you have bought a SIM, you got a phone, and then you have the option of creating a high network, poor network, peer network, but you went to insert poor network into your team. As I'm talking right now, if you can mentally process the 11 closest people to you in your life in the last 2 years and ask yourself a simple question. If these people, which of them actually has all it takes to help me achieve what I want to achieve? If you are very honest with yourself, you realize that majority of the people you are surrounded yourself with, maybe you are even the one eye king in the land of the blind. They are all looking up to you. None of them can help you achieve anything. And number 6, not understanding the rules of engagement. There is what we call the strategy triangle. In the strategy triangle, there are 3 sides. The first side is the outcome, bottom line. What result do we want? That's the bottom line. The second is, what is the internal capacity? So when we are clear about what we want, we ask ourselves, do we have all it takes? If we don't have all it takes, do we have the right team? What do we need to bring in? Number 3 is the operating environment. That operating environment is where you miss it. So you are in a place where there are different dimensions to life. There are 2-dimensional thinkers who only see up and down, black and white, right and wrong, but that is not all that exists. There are at least 14 other possibilities that many of you are not paying attention to. So you don't understand rules of engagement in Africa, and you want to do business in Africa, and you hate the person, and then the person they have actually to me is not someone that aligns with your values. You don't know how to exchange, you don't know how to engage, and then you walk away. And then you are grumbling, God, Why am I not producing results? There is no way you can produce results that way, right? You need to move beyond your right and wrong to move into necessary or unnecessary, or what we call peace and progress. Because life does not work the way you want it to work. You need to understand the rules of engagement. If you find yourself in Babylon, you need to engage with the rules of Babylon. You can't invent your own rules, right? And so until power is given to you, you may need to operate within the ambit of the rules of the operating environment. It's like you want to be president in America, but you don't want to join Republican and you don't want to join the Democrats. You want to go and set up your own party and you call it Righteous Party of America. You're not going to get anywhere. It's the same thing in Africa. You need to belong to one ruling party or the other for you to take power. So if you don't understand rules of engagement, you will struggle. And number 7 is choosing good routines that are not right for your desired goals. Your routines and rituals are prayers, and they produce clear outcomes. If I check your routines, all of you on this call right now, I can tell you why you are producing the result you're producing. Because you are not supposed to choose what you love. You are supposed to choose what your destiny dictates that can produce the outcome. And the routines you choose may not be loved by the people that you look up to. Your pastor may not like it. Your mentor may not like it. But if that is what can deliver what you want, hey, you go for it. But many of us, we have chosen things that is not in line with where we're going. And so when your routine is not in sync with your goal, there is no way you are going to achieve your goal. So I've told you 7 things already, 7. And so the question is, which one of the 7 has been your greatest mistake? Can I see you answer in the chat box? Which of the 7 has been your greatest mistake? Out of all the 7 I mentioned, which of them are you most guilty of? Right? Or maybe you're even guilty of all. Okay, as it says all. Okay, who else? All of the above. All. 7. Comfort says 7. All. Chico says all. Right? So if you are choosing all, then there's a lot of work we need to do. Right? Oh my goodness, all of the above. Absolutely. So already you can see why you are in the wrong. You can see why you will never be able to score your goals. No matter how much they pray for you. No matter how many meetings you join. You just be joining the meetings to make up the population because you are not aligned. Many of the people sharing results, they are aligned, right? And so thank you very much for being honest. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'll share with you 5 deadly beliefs you must install within the next 1 month if you are going to even stand a chance next year. Now, many of us are powered by our beliefs. As a thinking is art, so he is. You are driven by what you believe. And you see, when I started living in America, right, and I realized that my income was low. So if people offered me 200, in fact, I'll tell you a story. When I got to America, I told myself I will not do anything outside of what I used to do in Africa. I was a family life professional in Africa. I told myself I'm going to be a family life professional in America. So I spoke to a few people who were already practicing. And they told me that, oh, praise, what we charge is $70 per hour. And that's not, it didn't look bad. But I sat back and I said, if I charge $70 per hour, how many hours will I work before I make $1,000? How many hours will I work before I make $2,000? How many hours will we, it didn't just make sense to me. So I told them, I said, why are you guys not charging $250 per hour, like $1,000 per hour? And they told me, oh, it's not going to work. It's not da. So I said to myself, these are not the people I should be talking to. So I started following my cousin to a meeting, and then I saw another group of people. Those ones are not in my space, but I saw a man who got to America with $3,500. And he started telling me that, he has 500 hectares of land in Texas. And he started telling me how much he was earning from his artwork and the numbers he was sharing. I met another young man who was 29 at the time who said he was doing $3 million every month. Those numbers were challenging me. So I started saying to myself, praise, you cannot join these other people. So when I started charging for my practice, right? A lot of people said people will not afford it. But I've learned that people can pay whatever you charge. They only need ease of payment, right? So there are jobs I do right now. I can charge $10,000. I can charge $5,000 depending on the duration, right? And then people are shocked. And I'm like, see, it shall be unto you according to your belief. I can't help your belief. I can't uninstall your, if you don't uninstall your belief and install a new belief, there is nothing anybody can do. So these beliefs are the beliefs you need to uninstall, because these beliefs have held you bound, right? And until you uninstall them, nothing is going to work. Number one, all you need to hit your goals is prayers. Let me ask a question. How many of you are prayer warriors on this call? You pray a lot, but you still never achieve your goals. Can you type I? And it's not to denigrate prayers. I pray, I believe in prayers. You pray a lot, but you never achieve your goal. Can you type I? Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Rita. Thank you. Right, Zainab. Thank you. Thank you. Good, good, good. You guys are very honest, and I love that. Right? I believe in prayers. Right? And I pray. But truth is, prayers, I told you, the real prayer you need is your action. Right? Bible says, he that believes my beliefs and think my thoughts and take my action shall do what I do and much more. That's what Jesus says, right? Greater works shall you do. He didn't say greater prayers shall you pray. He didn't say greater fasting shall you fast. The hand of the diligent bears rule. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He's talking about routine. So if you pray from now till tomorrow, 100 days, 200 days, and you don't take action, the only reason Elon Musk and the rest of these people are the richest people in the world is because they are the most diligent in the world. There is no other two way about it. God does not waste resources. God knows that if he commits $1 billion into your hand right now, he's going to kill you. So if you don't develop capacity, he will stifle your ability to warehouse some of the things you want. I mean, I was coaching a guy, and I asked him how much is his budget, what's his goal for the year. And the guy told me ₦1 billion many years ago. And so, because me, I'm trained as an expert in asking stupid questions. So I asked him the most stupid question. Can you tell me how many zeros make $1 billion? This guy does not know. So if he doesn't know how many zeros make $1 billion, how will he know at what point he's a billionaire? Except he goes to steal or he goes to join politics. So all you need to hit your goal is prayers. If it has not worked for you, you need to change it. Right? That's number one belief you need to uninstall. Number two belief you need to uninstall. God is absolutely responsible for my outcome. And my result is what he wants for me. That's not also correct. I know some of you, you've said things like, we are not where we used to be, but we are not, no, we may not be where we want to be, but we are not where we, why are you not where you want to be? Why are you not where you want to be? Where you are is a choice. And your choice is what takes you to where you truly should be. If you don't make new choices today to say, you know what, the choices I have made that has produced these beliefs is not working for me, you need to be brutally honest with yourself and say, this has not worked. So if it has not worked, can I at least, even if it's for experimental sake, experiment something new in the next 1 year? If that one doesn't work, I'm going to dump it. But if you have done the same thing in the last 10 years and it has not worked and you're still going to go into fasting and prayer in the new year, then something is wrong. So God is not absolutely responsible. God has put everything you need around you. You now need to make the right choices. Number three, you don't have to be desperate for you to achieve your goals, because if you appear before your time, you will disappear before your time. That's a disempowering belief in Africa. God is interested in your success. So you need to be passionate about the outcome and sell shamelessly. People will say, in fact, if people say you are desperate, then you are correct. Some people say, you want to get married. Why are you desperate? Yes, I'm desperate to get married. But I'm not desperate to get married to a fool. I'm desperate to get married to the right guy. Right? Don't allow people gaslight you. Many of them want what you want, but they can't own up. So you need to go all out. If I say hang that around you for 5 minutes and I don't know what you are passionate about, something is wrong with you. Right? So let people talk. But then as they are talking, you are moving up, you are moving up, you are moving. In fact, you will irritate them. But when your result will come, these same people are very shameless. They are the ones who will come and borrow money from you. And that takes me to number 4. You can't determine your outcome in life because there are forces out to stop you. This is the one that has stopped many of you on this call, especially those of you in Africa. If you believe in witches, you believe in wizards, I want you to lose your belief for them in 2026. I want you to totally eliminate them from. Let me ask you a question. If any witch or wizard kills you right now, what will they gain? How much is your worth that witches after your glory? You tell me. They are not running after Bill Gates. They are not running after Elon Musk. They are not running after Dangote and billionaires. It's you they want. What is your total worth? That any witch that is pursuing you right now is a stupid witch, is a foolish witch, is a poor witch, and that witch does not mean well for himself. Because why should they pursue you? Don't let anybody mess your brain up. Oh, they want to steal your glory. What is the worth of your glory that they want to steal? Right? I am not saying they don't exist. But then the same way lions exist in the jungle. We don't know. If I say a lion is in the jungle, are you afraid? You are not afraid because you don't live in the jungle. The same way, you don't attend their meeting. Have you ever seen anybody go for witches meeting and come back with a selfie and say this is the selfie we took at? You have never seen. So everything you know about witches were the things people taught you, especially people on the pulpit. Let me tell you what I did. In 2016 or 2017, I told my wife, I said this year, we will not pray against devil. We will not pray against demon. Let us see if we die. If they're able to kill us, then we'll. But if we pray, if we go through a year and we don't pray against them and nothing happens, then it means they are messed up. And that year we did not pray against demon. That was the best year ever. Many of you are filled with demons. The people you are listening to are messing your brain up. Any message you listen to that makes you afraid is not the message of God. Right? All those prophets, they'll be telling you. So why are they not telling you where the billions are? Why are they always coming with bad news? All those prophets in Africa, oh, they'll be shaking their head like this on social media. You know, enemies are after you. Hello, enemies are after everybody. So you need to lose your fear because you cannot make it if you are not bold and audacious. If you are not bold and audacious, they are going to mess you up. So we call them fear factory. What they sell is fear. So they sell fear into you, then they position themselves as your savior. So you are locked with them for the rest of your life. You are giving to them, running to them. You can't even travel because nobody is coming out of this life alive. So don't let anybody mess you up. You need to lose your fear and tell yourself, I have all it takes to make it. I have all it takes to be big, and I'm not going to bother about demons. I am going to give myself a chance. That's what I need you to do. So you need to totally lose your fear for demons. Some forces from your father's house, from your mother's house. What did your father and mother do that they're after you? What did they do? What are these enemies? These enemies have been together. They've been there forever. Right? And so please lose your fear. Give yourself a chance for one more time to say any meeting you attend that they're talking about forces from your father, just walk away. Don't even listen. Go and plug faith into you. Plug into your ear. Go and get headset this year. Talk to yourself. Messages that uplift your spirit. Things that say to you, you can do it. You can create. You can innovate. You can become the richest. You can strike the deal. Those are the things you need to be listening to. And that takes me to number 5. It is not fair to live a cycle that has helped you because you want a different result. That's a gaslighting message. If you are in a cycle and the cycle has been poor and broke in the last 5 years, you'll be a fool to remain in that cycle. If the cycle has not improved your lot, you need to move to another cycle. In fact, by moving to another cycle, you'll be able to help those people later in life. So don't be emotional about your destiny. If all the people you have been flocking with, moving with, they have not improved your lot, when you sit down with them, they don't talk about deals, they don't talk about ideas, in fact, some of them, when they know what can benefit you, they don't tell you. But when they want to gossip about Nigeria, about how people, they come to you, please move away from them. You don't need this energy in the new year, right? So I've shared with you 5 things. So we're going to do a final audit, and I'll share with you a framework that can help you, and I'll be done. So number 1, I want you to do this in your sheet of notebook. What was the biggest goal that you have not achieved so far this year, in the last 1 year? If it can be monetary, that will even be easier for us. What was the biggest goal you did not achieve in the last 1 year? So maybe you plan to do 100 million, 200 million, 1 billion, but you didn't do it. Can you write down that goal? Be specific. Or maybe you wanted to do your master's and you didn't do it. I wanted to write it down in your notepad. You wanted to get married. Dell, are you in a relationship? Okay, so if you have written it down in your notepad, I want you to now, wedding, attending my SCCA qualification, good. If you have written it down in your note, the next thing I want you to do, I want you to list 11 closest people to you this year. 11 closest people, the people that you spoke to regularly, the people that you hang out with, can you list them in your notebook? 11 closest people to you. They spoke to you, you engage with them, you talk to them, they talk to you, you listen to them. If Portable is one of them, you always listen to Portable, write his name down. It's one of the people that your first 11. Now, I want you to look at that list. If you don't have up to 11, it's fine. I want you to look at the names on that list and then look at the goal you did not achieve. And ask yourself a very simple question. All these people are on your list. How many of them, what is their ability to have helped you achieve your goals? How many of them have capacity, at least 80% to 100% capacity to help you achieve your goal? When you finish that audit, I want you to put the actual number that you found on the chat box. How many of them have the capacity to help you achieve that goal? None. None. For those of you who are typing none, okay, 4. What does this say to you about the people you have recruited into your life? 1, 3, 2. What does it say to you? 2. So if you have 2, it means you are playing a game with 2 players. If you have 1, you are playing your opponent has 11 players, but you have 1, 2. So what does this say to you? It means that you have been recruiting wrongly. You want to conquer the world, you want to fight against America, but you have gone to recruit soldiers from your village with then gone, and then you have added prayer and fasting to it, and you are hoping to win the battle. There is no way you will win the battle. So this is, you can now see clearly why you have not been achieving your goal. In fact, I dare put it to you that many of you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself at all. You are recruiting emotional people into your life. Funny people who don't really love you, who don't really care about you, right? You are moving with them year in, year out. They are not achieving their result. You are not achieving their result. They are sucking you. We call them energy vampires. And that takes me to number 3. Who were your coaches? Whose instruction did you listen to the most? And was it tailor-made for your goals? So again, you want to look at the people you respected in the last 1 year. Your mentors, your pastors, your imam, right? The messages they were teaching. Was that message tailor-made for where you really wanted to go in the last 1 year? It's a yes or no question, right? Did you recruit the right coaches into your life, or you just kept listening to the people you've always listened to? You kept going to the same places you used to go to. Okay, people are saying no. Somebody say yes. So look at the problem. You have a goal. The people you have recruited cannot help you achieve it. Some of you have recruited coaches who are not going in the direction you want to go. And number 4, what program did you place yourself on to become who you needed to be to achieve the goals you set? Because the current you cannot produce that goal. You will need to totally change. It's almost like it's a heart surgery. right? You need to totally, we need to format your system. That's what it means. The you right now, if the you can achieve that goal, you would have achieved it. Right? So it means that you have not created the right program. What beliefs did you have that kept you away from achieving your goals? What are some of those funny beliefs that has kept you from achieving? You write them down in your note. Oh, God is the only one that can help me. God is the only one that can make me rich. Heaven help those who help themselves. It's not yet your time. If it's your time, this is the will of God for me. Hello, it's not the will of God for you to be begging. It's not the will of God for you to be struggling. It's not God's will for you to remain small. That's not God's will. So don't believe anybody who is telling you that. Right? Oh, be loyal to this person. Maybe God is about to do it suddenly. It's a lie. Oh, if you leave this place now, the grace of the Lord will not follow you. It's not true. If you were born in China, you will not even know them. If you were born in Japan, you will not know them and you'll still be fine. If you were born in India. So don't tie your destiny. Someone is using my destiny. The person using your destiny must be a fool to be using your destiny. Okay, what are they using your destiny to achieve? Are they using your destiny to become president? So thank you very much, Zainab. Funny beliefs that you have seen in funny movies. Some of you are watching movies that you should never be watching. Right? What were your top daily routines last year? And if they were prayer points, what would your life look like? You've already done that. Some of you, your routine is so bad and so messed up. So already you can see where the problems are. So the question is, as I wrap up, do you truly want to break your own record in 2026 and exceed your target? Are you truly tired of being tired? So, for you to move from where you are to where you need to be, you need to follow an intentional framework, which is what we normally do. Number one, you need to understand the season. We've been in the season of tribes and teams, but we are moving out of that season, even ahead of the 10 years we projected, into a new season. Do you know the new season we are moving into? Do you understand what is going on globally? And how it affects you? And how it affects your business? Do you even know the courses you need to take? Do you even know the people you need to mentor you? Then we're going to go into the triad of relationship placement. How many of you have people in your outer court, people in your inner court, people in your holies of holies. How you have put the wrong people in your holies of holies, and that's why they are snitching on you. If you have a friend who can fight you dirty on social media, then you have recruited the wrong people into your life. If you have a friend that if you fall out with them, they'll go and be sharing your secrets, then you have recruited the wrong people. My mentor used to say that if it takes you more than 5 minutes to spot a fool, then you are a fool yourself. Then you're going to do an audit of your past 10 years. And then you will see clearly what the 10 years in the last 10 years, so the year 2016, where were you? What were you wearing? What did you say you will achieve 10 years down the line? Why haven't you achieved it? What stopped you? You will see all the patterns stopping you. Then you will do house cleaning and closure. So some of you have trauma in your life. That's where you're going to heal. By the fourth model, you are healing yourself. You are healing your mind. You are formatting your life. You are canceling people out of your life. And then you are rebuilding. Then you go to clarity and lifestyle. In there, you will define your life. And then you will create your style. To say, hi, praise Fowowe. This is the real life I want to live. And you will do it on your terms. Not with anybody, the prophesying for you. You will be the prophet over your life. And then you will create your style. Then we will now go to your internal capacity to say, based on the you in the next 10 years, what do you need? What do you lack? What are the courses you need to take? Who do you need to run after? What groups do you need to join? What groups must you... In fact, when we do this, people exit themselves from funny groups on social media. They go to Telegram and uninstall themselves. They go to WhatsApp and uninstall themselves. Then you will create tactical formation. So based on my environment, what is the strategy I need to deploy? Then you will choose your coaches for the next 1 year. Then you will create your ritual to say, if I will ever achieve my goals, these are the rituals I have to embrace. When I started out, my ritual said I must finish 2 books every day. Science of Getting Rich and then Neville Goddard's The Feeling is the Secret. I cannot forget those two books. The Science of Getting Rich, Feeling is it. I was finishing those books every day for 1 year. All my mentees do the same right now, and it totally transforms their lives, right? And so it also says, I can show you my ritual, very rich. It was tough, but I submitted myself to it because it's no longer about what you like, it's about what you need to do. Then the last thing you're going to do, you are now going to declare your own year by yourself. Year one declaration to say, I'm going to the next 10 years based on where I want to go. What should be my next year, 1 year be? For some of you, they would have told you in your church, it's a year of taking over. You cannot take over. You don't have capacity. You now say, this is a year of networking. Oh, this is my year of preparation. This is my year of studying hard. This is my year of meeting new people. This is my year of running away, right? You will choose what your year looks like. You will no longer be under pressure. You will live life at your own pace because you know it's a journey into the next 10 years. Now, one of the things we're going to do in the main class, we're now going to teach you how to rebuild the gates that have been burned. So maybe you burned the ship gate, the fish gate, the valley gate. You're going to learn how to rebuild them. We've never done this before in any of the sessions. We're going to be doing it for the first time ever. So one of the people that took the session, in fact, when I created it, was Jen Oma. Some of you will know Jen. Jen said to me, it took me 6 hours to finish this course using my workbook. What stands out among other courses I've taken is the fact that I saw my life on a paper, and this is so encouraging that you're unwilling to leave your desk until you're done. Right? So I've seen a lot of people who changed their lives. So far, I have shown you the differences between goal scoring and goal setting. I have taught you the 7 reasons why you have never exceeded your goals. I've taught you the 5 sabotaging beliefs you need to uninstall. I've given you a simple life audit. And also, I have shared with you the goal scoring framework that delivers exceptional results by mid-year. So if I ask you, have you learned anything in this class today? Can I see your yes or no? Have you learned anything so far? Have you learned anything so far? Don't go yet, don't go yet. Have you learned yes or no, 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 yes or no? Lots, okay, good. Good. So this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Follow me, right? Truth is, if you are willing to change your life in the next 10 years, we usually do one program at the end of the year, 3 days. It's virtual towards the end of the year, where we'll come to class morning, evening, morning, evening, morning, evening, 3 days. I think Friday through Sunday. We are going to be breaking down everything step by step, doing your audit, analyzing what you're doing. Then we'll project into the next year what is likely going to happen, the way places, opportunities are going to be, where you position yourself, where the money is going to flow into, what you need to do, and all those things. Then we'll set up a goal for the next 10 years for you. We're going to do that. But this year, we have added another session. So you have to choose. There's a physical session this year in Lagos, and then there's a virtual session, which will be online. So you are free to take the one that you might want to take. So basically, you're going to learn all these things. Ideally, the cost of this program is about $6,850 US. But you are going to have access to all sorts of things. Our community, we're tracking you, we're checking on you, we're knowing what you're doing, and we're going to handhold some of you to achieve your goals so you can make a choice. So you can either attend the virtual session or you can attend the physical session. Now, the virtual session holds from the 28th of this month to the, 28th of December to 30th of December, right? So you can sign up right away. That is the virtual session. You can join from any nation of the world, right? And then it's for people who are really committed, who want their lives to be transformed, right? Everybody who has attended the session, we have text to it. You can attend that, or you can attend the physical session. The physical session, we're going to lock ourselves up in a room, right? Morning till evening, you go back home, morning till evening again, Saturday and Sunday, 13th to 14th of December, right? So someone is asking, Praise, you are in Texas. Are you going to be in Lagos? Yes, I'm going to be in Lagos for this program, right? I'm going to be in Nigeria for this program. So if you want physical, where you are in the class with me and with other resource person, and we are tracking everything you're doing. We're looking at your notes. We are helping you analyze and do all those things. Well, you can attend. The physical session is 500,000. The virtual session is 250,000. But there is the offer for today. If you are in this class today, well, if you want to pay for the virtual session, you will be able to pay 200,000 today. Right here, you'll be able to pay 200,000 for the virtual session. For the physical session, if you are paying today, you can do 420,000. It includes your feeding, by the way, because we ensure that people are well fed in our classes. So you can use the link, you can sign up, or if you want to do a bit of a payment plan, you can lock down your spot today with 150,000, for both. And then if you are doing virtual, you can balance up 70,000 later. If you are doing physical, you can balance up 300,000 later before class starts. So you can use any of the chat, any of the link, and then you can also chat us up, chat that number up. So go ahead, sign up with a virtual or physical. Whichever one. Let me tell you, what you're paying for, is basic access. It's not even what you're going to get in class. When you come, you will see that you have attended program. This is about the best program you've ever attended. And someone is saying, I can't afford this. Always ask yourself the question, how can I afford it? Don't say it's too expensive. It's not actually. You need to ask yourself, how can I afford this? That was what I did when I was at a certain age. There is no seminar I wanted to attend that I didn't go ahead to attend. So go ahead, sign up for either of the classes, and then we'll see in class. Let me end this session by saying to you that I love this place. What Solomon said, King Solomon, he said, the labor of the confused wearies everyone because he doesn't know the map to the city. If I say to you, I have $1 million for you, go and get it from my house, you likely ask, what's the address to your house? What if I don't tell you the address? It means potentially you have $1 million, but you don't know how to get it. That's what happens with many of us. You have so much potential, but the problem is you have no roadmap. We're going to give you the roadmap to your next 10 years. So we don't do, Happy New Year. Next 10 years. And then 2026 will be the first year into your next 10 years. Your greatest battle is aligning yourself to embrace the routine that can truly deliver your ultimate significance. That's the greatest battle you're going to fight. So the question is, what does it cost you to try something else? If you have tried something in the last 10 years of your life, last 5 years, everything they told you to do has not produced the result, you have nothing to lose by trying something new. So I look forward to seeing you in class, whether the physical or the virtual session. Okay, somebody is saying he's attending from Sierra Leone. Okay, so how many of you are coming into class? Can I see your eye? On the chat box, can I see your eye? You've been saying eye since. You're coming to any of the classes? Okay, physical, virtual, can I see your? Thank you, Zainab. Joy, I'm seeing you. Bukola, I am seeing you. Who else? Okay, virtual. Okay, here are my virtual people. Excellence. Thank you. Virtual, okay? From Sierra Leone, virtual. Dr. Hi. Okay, virtual. I'm seeing a lot of virtual. Okay, physical people, where are you? Anybody coming physically? I'm seeing the virtual people, and that's fantastic. Whichever one you have chosen. Okay, I'm seeing physical people. That's fantastic. I can't wait to see you guys. I'm going to be on ground in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you are in Nigeria or you're close to Nigeria, Cotonou, you can travel to Lagos. I'll be in class with you for 2 days, but if you can't, we'll do 3 days virtual. So yeah, there'll be virtual, there's physical, there's virtual. Virtual is from 28th of December to 30th of December, and then physical is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It might be more, 2 days in Lagos, 13th to 14th. I'm sure they're tidying up. We'll know the numbers, then we'll tidy up the venue, but most likely it's somewhere on the island or mainland. We've done mainland, we might do island this time around. But they will, once you sign up, they'll tell you whether they will disclose the venue to you. We can't wait to have you. If you want to pay installmentally, please chat up the number. There's a WhatsApp number Admin, you can put your WhatsApp number. They can chat you up. Okay, that's the number you can chat up. If you want instrumental payment, you can talk to them and they will consider you. But I can't wait to see all of you in class, whether physical or virtual, whichever one. See, ask yourself, does my destiny deserve this? And I always tell people, you see, these are the cheapest classes we run, and that's the truth. These are the cheapest classes I run. Those numbers are not the kind of numbers I do. But it's what we do at the end of every year. Your life can never remain the same. And we're going to also pray with you at the end of the session, which is something we started last year. But you will see the outlook. You will see how to fortify your family and how to preserve yourself, because the future is going to be totally different. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Somebody saying distraction. Distraction is an attraction that sidetracks you. Okay? A distraction is an attraction that sidetracks you. So thank you very much. Admin, I give it back to you. Miracle, are you there? So keep signing up, keep showing up. We can't wait to have you in class. I'll see you in class. Yeah. Miracle, over to you.
All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. Was nothing short of insightful. If you were to describe that class or that session in a word, what would it be? Tell me, what would it be in the comment section? How would you describe that session? How would you describe that session? Because that was simply amazing. Abraham says powerful. Somebody says eye-opening. Yinka says illuminating. Dak says powerful teaching. Zainab says amazing. Thomas says life-changing. Too says is it wonderful now? Yeah, awesome. Ejiro says a blast. God's time says wonderful. Wow, that was really, really amazing. That was really, really amazing. That was really, really amazing. That was really, really, really amazing. Life changing, actually. It is. Yeah, the bomb. I love that. Yes, it was the bomb. And like I told you, this is not what you ordered versus what you got. This is what you ordered, and an exceeding version of what you ordered, right? Yeah. So it was an amazing session on goal scoring, and we can see, like I said, the difference between just setting goals and really scoring those goals, and what we really need to do in order to achieve those goals. Yeah. The good thing about this is that there's a payment plan, that you can explore. If you have a certain amount, you can deposit that, pay, and then subsequently pay up the remaining sum. Yeah, and just like PF said, it is not I can't afford it. It is how can I afford it? How can I afford it? Yeah. If you say this is expensive compared to what would you be comparing this to? So it's important that take advantage of this opportunity. Yeah, very, 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 very important. I would like to take a few questions. If you have any questions regarding the session on goal scoring you want to ask, go ahead. I think if you indicate by putting up your hand, the admin will mute you and then you can go ahead to ask your question. Right? You can as well type your questions in the chat box. PF is still around to answer a few questions before we call it a day or a night today. So if you have questions, please indicate by raising up your hand, or you can also type type in the comment section and get the questions answered. Yeah. So while we are doing that, would you tell me what's one thing or maybe two things you are going to do differently going forward? What would you do differently? I'm not asking what you've learned. I'm asking you what you're going to do differently. How are you going to take what you've learned and apply it into your life? So what are you going to do differently today. Okay, Joy, you have a question. Look for the emoji where you can put up your hand, and then we'll unmute you and you can go ahead to ask your question. Yeah. Okay. For those asking questions about the chat, the payment options, the class itself, virtual or physical, the admins are going to your DMs. I can see that we are replying each of those questions, right? Yeah, but if you have questions about the session, about about goal scoring, about your life, how you can achieve and score your goals, about the things P have shared, you can go ahead to ask that question, those questions. Yes. All right. Let me go ahead to read. Okay. Sona says, I'm going to change my daily routine. Okay. That's beautiful. Zainab says, I'm going to audit my life for the past 5 years. Okay. Bukola says, I need to be more intentional about me. Rita says, I will navigate my distractions and align them to attraction. Okay. Elvira says, I would love to have more information about the session in my country, Benin Republic. Well, if you are outside Nigeria, you can as well just register for the virtual session, except of course you want to fly down to Lagos, Nigeria to be a part of the physical sessions. If not, take advantage of the virtual session and be a part of that. Miriam says, I will filter my network. Okay, beautiful. Let's keep that coming. All right. I love it. Let's keep that coming. I will be more intentional about my choosing daily routines. Beautiful. Okay, so do we have any questions? I can't see any questions yet in the chat box. Are you saying we don't have any questions? Okay, the Pogola says audit. Very important. Audit my players. Though in Canada, is it okay if I paid in Naira amount? I'm not sure there are differences in amounts to pay. It doesn't matter where you are paying the same amount as every other person. Yeah, dollar transfers or transactions are also welcome, but it doesn't matter where you are. The same amount applies to everybody. The same amount applies to everybody. Okay. Adebayo says I will filter my network. Yeah, this keeps me occurring, coming up, and it's very important. Very, very important. Okay. Okay, it's looking like there are no questions. It's looking like there are no questions, but then it feels like the session was simply powerful, awesome, and we all got the message. Yeah, the recording is available. I'm guessing it'll be sent to everybody who are attending the class, as long as your email address is with us. We're going to definitely get the recordings across to you. Yeah. All right. Okay, I will spend the coming weeks updating my life, install new habit, uninstall unproductive ones. All right. Beautiful. All right. Okay, yeah. So keep your eyes on the group chats and email address for more information as to the recordings, as to more juicy offers, as to payment plans and options. You can as well shoot us a mail, send us a message on WhatsApp as well. If you have further questions about the class, please feel free to reach out so that we can answer your questions or serve you. Yeah. Please, the record is about, yeah, we've said the record is available and it's going to be sent to you. Just like we said, keep your eyes open. Yeah, the recordings are going to be available. Yeah, and that's the email address right there, info@familyhouseafrica.com. Yeah. Godfrey Freeman, I'm not sure that is going to work. I'm not sure they're going to pick your email address from the group chat and then send you the recording. If you need the recording and you didn't register for this class, I would suggest you shoot a mail to info@familyhouseafrica.com. Yeah, so shoot a mail, info@familylifeafrica.com, and they will attend to you. Yeah, if you didn't register for this class, shoot a mail. Yeah, I'm sure. Back to you. All right. Okay. Many more questions, feedbacks. Okay, yes, there is none. So, is at this juncture we actually call it a day, an afternoon, a night, depending on where you're watching us from. And I want to believe this has been impactful, mind-blowing, and resourceful for you. So thank you very much for choosing your future over your past, for being more intentional about where you're going and scoring your goals for 2026. Take action in case you have still been indecisive about plugging into the goal scoring classes, 13th and 14th, virtual physical, and then 28th of December, I think to 30th or so, for the virtual session. Take advantage of these opportunities. Sure that life will never be the same. All right. My name is Miracle in Homer, and this is me signing out. And thank you. Have a good night rest. Have a good day. And bye for now.
Recording.
And I'm really, really thankful for it. So thank you very much.
I started, my own journey didn't start yesterday. It started ever since the videos were made available to us about a week ago. So of course, I took it upon myself, and for every day, I make sure I watch a video. So it started that time. And I remember I was on a bus when I was listening. I wept. I couldn't stop at my bus station because I was a mess. So I deliberately, get myself together and got off the bus when I knew I was emotionally fine. And the first thing I did when I got into the house, I went to my office. I brought out a paper map. I pasted it on the wall, and I started drawing out my life. It's a lot for me. I remember putting it on the WhatsApp group that your words were like needles. They were, piercing through my veins, and I just knew this is it for me. This is it. This is all I've been waiting for. And this is spiritual for me. It is so searching. I don't know why you guys call it goal scoring. This is way more than goal scoring. Thank you for this. I can't thank you enough. This is the best gift I've given to myself in 10 years. Honestly, God bless you.
During the second session, I was on a very long drive. But when I got home, I went through the class again. What stood out for me was I didn't realize I had a lot of childhood hurt and a lot of childhood trauma that I thought I was okay until that I really want. So I would listen like just from a mental perspective, but not really experiencing it. And so now when I listened to some words, they made a lot of sense because it's like the foundation has been laid and now I can start to build. So I'm extremely excited. I've attended other goal scoring courses, not goal scoring, goal setting, because this one is one of its kind. And I'm so grateful to be part of this class. So thank you so much.
Yes, last year too, I was in the teens coaching class, certification program.
So I'm setting up for my teen coaching business. My website is near ready. Also, I joined, for those of us that know Coach Aminat, I was in the admin and logistics for the Parents Teen Summit from inception, from the very first meeting that we had to plan up till the last one. So I've had a very fulfilling year, and that's aside my 8 to 4 o'clock that sometimes gets up to 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I started painting. I never held a brush all my life. But after that class, it's just like I felt there is nothing I can't do again. I started painting, I started drawing, I went back to knitting. I learned that from my mom, but I didn't do so much of it. I started, it was like I had this boundless energy to continue. And then my weight loss, it was part of my goal to lose weight this year. And this year alone, the last I checked, I've lost over 12 kg. And that's a lot. I have boundless energy now. I'm more energetic. I'm healthier. And I just have this class to thank. The last day of the class, PF prayed. He prayed from the depth of his heart. I've never seen that side of him. So thank you to PF. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
On November 24, 2022, I got into meeting also organized by PF that talked about power of rituals and routines. That was it. That was the aha. Anyone that hasn't watched that is on YouTube. It is a particular event that I keep going through. I'm somebody that usually doubts myself. People tell me I can do this, but I'm someone that easily doubts myself. But when I got that, I found that I've been playing catch up. I wasn't really drilling down on my strength. Goal scoring is about you. It's about who you have been created to be. It's not about just setting 1 year goal. It's about becoming the best version of yourself.